Welcome all. I will call the meeting for the Grabill Town Council this February 11th date to order, and we will review the minutes of the January 7th council meeting. Comments about it?
I did not. I make a motion that we accept the minutes as recorded.
Second, and carried. Okay. All right, Alex, what do you have for us from DLZ?
All right. So the waterworks, no updates there. Still pending the SRF closeout. And as far as the trail project goes, it's complete. Item 3, the county ARPA projects. We have 6 items for signature. So we'll go down through there. 76A-1 Grabill Road Sewer Extension. They finished the long laterals on Grabill Road. The low pressure testing for the main is complete. I believe happened this week. One question that we did have, if you flip to the last page there of that 3-page section. There's a homeowner, the Gravers. They had plans to put in a sewer main across Grabill Road. They ran into utility issues with that. There's a water main and gas main in the way, so they didn't put in that gravity main. Our question is, should we contact the contractor and get a quote to see if they can do a low pressure force main through there, like a 2 or 3 inch force main. That way when those 3 houses back there, when they want to tap onto the main, they have somewhere to get to, and they don't have to cross the road.
Is this the one we nixed earlier?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Solomon Graber is one of the homeowners.
We'd be going under the road and bringing it out.
Correct, yeah. It essentially start on the south side of the road, push it under the road so they're not tearing up the road. The plan would be not to tear up the road, and then go directly into the manhole, set there to receive that flow in the future. Or it'd just be something that they would have to do later on when those homes would want to tap onto the main.
Weren't we going to talk to those people, see how interested they were? And then what we discussed at the one meeting?
I'm not sure. Dan didn't mention that to me.
I thought they were going to talk to those guys to see how upset they were going to be that they were going to be gravity fed in there anymore. They were going to be grinder pumped. And then see if they were still willing to come over with the grinder pumps.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought isn't that what we talked to 4 or 5 meetings ago?
Been a while, yeah. So Ryan, you're suggesting?
Yeah, I thought when we were last time that they were going to go out and talk to them and see if they were even interested. Since now we can't gravity feed them, they were going to have a grinder pump. It's kind of a different animal. They'd have to take care of that grinder pump to see if they didn't want to come in, then we would just leave it. But if they were, we would run something across. We'd run that across for them to hook up eventually. I thought that's what we left it at several meetings ago, and you guys are going to check on it with them.
I will get back with Dan on that.
Yeah, I think if they don't want it, there's no point in us putting it in there. I mean, unless they're ever forced to go in and it's their, it's theirs. That's what I feel. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I think we were planning on hooking. No, I think they were, maybe all three of them were actually planning on it.
Correct, but they were supposed to be gravity,
Right.
and they're not gonna be gravity anymore,
Right.
so we didn't know what that would change
But I-
what they wanted.
I do have a question though, can they be, so can they still go gravity to the side of the road where the grinder, and it just grinds across?
Correct, it could, yeah.
So they can still gravity clear to the road?
Well, there's 3 homes back there.
Right,
Are they
yeah.
all separate, or are they all one family?
They're kind of,
They'll
yeah,
have to
they're
be,
separate, but one family,
I
yeah.
think there'll be 3 separate grinders. But there'll be 3 separate grinders, so they'll have to be, each homeowner's responsible for their own grinder. They're not, the town didn't take care of the grinder, so they could put 3 grinders out there, theoretically.
Have the grinders out by the road and gravity to them.
Could, yeah, if they're still interested in what's going on out there. But originally, they were to be gravity, and we couldn't do gravity because the water main was in the way. So they were supposed to be talked to see if they were okay not being gravity, because a grinder station is a lot more work on their end than what the gravity is.
Okay. I'll circle back with Dan on that one.
Okay.
Action item number 1 here is work allowance for $6,205 to do some additional work on that.
What's that?
Do you remember?
Oh, no, what section are you at?
The sewer extension on Grabill Road.
Is that for the 2 long taps that went in?
Yes, and then an installation of additional TY.
Correct.
Okay.
That was the TY was at the very end of the line, next to the school, the field in front of that school. That gentleman wanted a bigger hookup for possibly 2 homes, or 3 homes, and I think we granted him back several meetings back. And the other one is for those 2 long extensions that were.
This is on Grabill Road?
It's Page Road now. He's on Page Road now.
No, it's supposed to be Grabill Road.
Oh, the Grabill Road. Sorry, is that the other houses? The one that sits way up off the road.
Probably.
Yeah.
Grabill Road sewer extension, yeah. So,
And
That's
was
the
it written on here somewhere?
Yeah, the 2 sons
I mean,
own
the amount?
the 2 sons own the ground up on the road, and the dad owns the one way back off the road. And they were putting that in for him when we were running across the road. They had put a new Y in there, run across the road for him. Yeah, we talked about that several meetings ago too. I know it's a bunch of stuff going on out there. Sorry.
yeah, I want to say there's this, they had signed something a couple meetings ago, right? For
Yeah, it's been a few. Yeah.
To basically go ahead with it, and now it's,
Yeah, they were getting approval of having it.
So where are you at? Yeah.
So we're on,
Yeah, I got
still
lost.
under,
Gravel Road sewer extension?
yes, and then the first action item
And do we have an amount on there since it's not written on there? I
is
see.
$6,205. So, essentially, we had a $50,000 work allowance in the bid, and this is allowing you to pay $6,205 of that $50,000 for that work that you approved earlier.
And then will we get something in writing, like showing the balance of that afterwards, since this isn't even on there or nothing, or?
Yeah, sorry, I can, you'll have a copy of the full
Okay.
work authorization. And then, in addition to that, we have a pay application from them. As it says there, $73,497.61. If you'd like to go through and see what that was inclusive of, pretty much the additional, they did a few more laterals, sewer laterals, and the work allowance. So that's what they've done to date.
pay those at least then.
But 73.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the other,
I think we need to
The
approve
action
for
item.
both the
yeah, that's
work
what I'm saying, the
allowance
action
and
item, or the, action item for
Mm-hmm.
the author, well, I'll make a motion that we pay for the action item, the, work allowance authorization for, PR 1 and 2 combined at $6,205. Have a motion,
Second?
all in favor?
Yes, carried.
And then I will also make the note of action item, the pay app number 5 for the balance due of $73,497.61.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Carried.
Okay. Does any of this Grabill Road, our sewer lines and so on, have anything to do with the congestion there on Roth and Grabill Road?
That's all NIPSCO.
NIPSCO.
Pardon?
That's all NIPSCO.
That's what it is.
Gas mains for the extension going down to Roth between R3 and the other factory. That's gonna be their new gas hub, so they're setting everything up to go that way. Running services for the houses.
The 10-minute wait,
What?
the 10-minute wait out there.
They keep digging up the same places. They keep digging up the same places,
Yes, sir.
2 and 3 times. I don't know.
Mhm. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So on that Grabill Road sewer extension, if you pull out that single sheet that I gave you guys,
Mm-hmm.
so this is sort of a bullet points of what we think, this is a development stage. Now that they've got the main laid in there and the testing is, in process, we need to put some action items together for the property owners to get connected to the main. And I guess some of the things we need to think about are, who should they be contacting, either Stephanie or DLZ or A&K, as far as where they go to pay the bill, who does the inspection, and then they'll also need to get with the county health department to get their septic tank inspected once it's closed out. So this is a list that we kind of put together. Sounds like, A&K, Stephanie, they already got some of the process put together to do taps when they come in periodically, all around town. But with this one being a big project, might be a little bit more of stepping it out. You guys already have something put together. Yeah, just putting that on your guys' radar so that you're aware that we're thinking about it. So people start asking, hey, when can I get hooked up? This is kind of we're developing steps to get to that point.
You guys are coming up with a book, the pamphlet to be mailed out.
We can do that if that's what you guys want. We'll develop something and get us in that.
Probably more of like what they're gonna need for electric, what grinders we're recommending for them to use. I don't know if we can tell them which ones, but more of a recommendation. What they need, 4 inches to the grinders and 6 inches to the regular gravity and stuff like that. That we can mass melt all of them out there, and then they know exactly what we're expecting. Where to go for tap fees, the phone number for tap fees,
Right.
city utilities, and then the Board of Health.
So I think they probably would want the cover letter, but then more of an informational pamphlet that I think you guys have done before. Yeah.
Cause we don't force connection, right? We have no power to force connection.
Is this to,
It's outside of town limits.
it is outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the county that forces connection.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as.
So we need to notify the county also, or the Board of Health also, when that's all set and they get finalized that you're clear to hook up. I think they should be notified at that time too. cause that turns their clock on to when they know how many days are left for them to start coming out.
Do you want me to kind of sign in to speak here, or
Go ahead.
or can I speak from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Technically, no.
I'll-
Need a
I'll-
camera
I'll-
on there.
I was like, technically, no.
Yeah, Tom Roth, 144, Thomas Roth, 14449 Grabill Road, Grabill, Indiana, 46741. So, I've been talking to Harry, the foreman out there. I've been talking to Wayne, who's the project manager for maybe API. Your DLZ guy, your younger one,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, was out there today too. And I had talked to Casey in the past. Anyway, we're ready to hook 2 new houses. The one, and what you were talking about with the Board of Health and everything, that's basically when somebody's abandoned a septic. The way I understood it, kind of talking to Casey and others, that basically when it's time, since this project is under the wings of the town of Grabill, Casey said basically, and I think I've heard it from a couple other authorities, but I said, do we have to do anything with the Board of Health or anything? And talked like, since this is all approved and everything, basically once the town takes a peek at everything, make sure it's 6 inches, it's 6-inch pipe all the way from the new house out to the tap. And DLZ or whatever, you know, everything is good, you know, we can hook on. Now, far as we just need to come in and pay a tap on the sewers, the tap fee to Grabill and to Fort Wayne. So we just need to know them amounts. And they're already, the one place is already hooked on water. Now, then it's, I understand the one house doesn't have a septic, but it has a holding tank that's pumped every so often. The house was built 2.5 years ago. Basically, they do need to notify the Board of Health on that, because that's gotta be pumped one last time and crushed.
Correct. Any
And that's
home-
basically homeowner, I think.
Any home who's on a septic has to contact the Board of Health
Right.
for a septic to be crushed.
Yeah, and it's technically not a septic tank, it's a holding tank, and we notify them every pumping, every time we pump, we notify them. So basically, we're good to go. When I talked to Harry and your younger DLZ today, they talked like the testing was going good, they're gonna be completed today. I said, so like next week or whatever, and your younger man said, well, whenever you guys all sign off or whatever, DLZ or whatever. So basically, you know, we're ready to hook in like next week if we know
We still
that
got,
we need to give money to, and
we still got manual testing and vacuum testing to get done before we can do anything.
okay, so they're telling me 2 different stories then, right?
Unless they did the testing today.
Well, they talked like it'd be finished testing, and Harry was there.
I haven't seen any of the vacuum tests, I haven't been called out for any of them or anything, I haven't seen none of the manual testing or nothing.
Well, they've had a DLZ guy right on site.
Unless he did all the testing up.
They did a test today.
So yeah.
He didn't really explain what they did.
Correct. So yeah, none of that stuff's been made in here yet. So.
And then part of it's also, you know, at what point is API saying we're comfortable with somebody else coming in and doing work next to that, you know?
Okay.
Because they're still under warranty to a certain
Okay,
extent.
so should I call Wayne from API tomorrow morning first thing and find out
It won't
if
matter.
they're comfortable?
These guys have to release it.
Right.
Yeah, it's got to come to a meeting and they approve it to be hooked up to.
Okay.
So it's going to be at least 2 weeks before, at minimum 2 weeks before anything can happen.
Okay.
So I haven't seen any test
Of course,
results.
you know, things were suspended in midair for like 6-7
Yeah.
weeks there, you know. But
Yeah, as soon as they get cleared, you know, as soon as everybody approves everything, then there'll be notices sent out that you can now hook up. You may know sooner than most because you come to the meetings, but
Well, they land on my ground every day when they come. Yeah. I mean, they're there.
Yeah.
You know, I'll see them tomorrow morning probably, but.
So you're getting two different answers to your.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
I
I had heard originally there's got to be a test, and then it's got to hold for 30. Got to be a 30-day period and everything.
We're way past the 30 day.
It sounded like the 30-day period went out the window.
Yeah, it's way out the window, but now we gotta wait for them to come in and do manual testing and vacuum testing for all the manholes.
Well, I think they was doing that today. Was you out there?
Well, pressure
Yeah,
testing,
the way
vacuum testing can take more than one day.
Yeah, it's gonna take more than one day.
So,
There's, I think, 11 manholes or something like that. That's gonna take probably about 4 or 5 days all by itself.
Yeah, pretty fast. Okay. Well, I'll get out of the way.
No.
But yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
like,
Yeah, appreciate your.
most of this
Hopefully,
are
if it's
used
2 weeks, it's a really short 2 weeks.
Don't know. As soon as we hear anything, it'll be, you know, because DLZ's got to finalize their stuff, and then you guys can then say, okay, we accept it. And
Well, I'll probably be on the phone to Casey tomorrow, 2 or 3, 4 times, and also to Wayne from API. So.
You is ready.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that's it on the Grabill Road Sewer Extension. Part B here, the Page Road Sewer Extension. We got that proposal request sent to them to do that 3-inch line for the long service. So page 2 here. We are in the beginning stages of putting together a rough idea of what the phase 2 would be for that Page Road sewer, extending that down to Amherst Road.
Mm-hmm.
It's around 1,300 feet.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of rough numbers is kind of looking at like 100,000. We do have, with all the projects together, all the money combined, we're about 80% complete, and we're looking at maybe 290,000 left over. So that's something we'll definitely need to hash out more details to get some more in-depth design and cost estimates for you. But we're thinking maybe 100,000 to go down the Amherst Road. So with that, coming back to the pay apps and work authorizations, we do have an action item for work allowance authorization number 1 for this project, and that is for inline flushing, clean out, and then isolation valves in the ARV structures. And that is for $4,000.
And we'll get that written up too, what was actually being performed on that, we'll have that as well.
Yep,
We'll
you'll
get
get copies of
them
this.
too. Okay,
And then, so that work allowance was also 50,000 originally, so you'll have 46,000 left in that work allowance.
What was the amount of that now?
4,000.
4,000 even.
Yes.
So you need a pay app for the 4,000.
Approval of the pay, work allowance authorization.
Wanna do that just on its own now, and you do the other pay app 3 right after it then, just right at the same time. Then I'll make a motion that we pay the work allowance authorization of $4,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Carried.
So then, action item, we would request a motion to approve pay app number 3 for $13,870. Pretty much just that extra service, and a couple other minor things, relocating a sign, it looks like. So again, that's for $13,870.
Alright, I'll make a motion that we pay for, pay app number 3, a total of $13,870 even.
Second.
All in favor?
Carried.
And then that's all we had on the paved road sewer, unless you guys have any questions.
Working on the engineering to take it a little further.
Yep.
Good.
So the sewer lining and cleaning, no action items here. We're still looking at how much we can do. It looks like there's gonna be, because we wanna add more structures, looks like we're gonna have about 100,000 left over in that, and so about 350 feet vertically for structures. So I think that's enough for you guys to kind of get a list, put together what you want to do, and then we'll bring that to you guys for approval and get working on that.
That's what's left on the contract, right? That's not
Correct.
contingencies.
Correct.
Okay.
100,000 left on that part.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure.
It's 350 feet of manhole.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the lift stations, they're finishing the work on Indiana Street this week, and then they're going to start working on Main Street after that. Action item would be, we request a motion to approve quote number 1 for the lining of the valve vault on Indiana Street for $6,600.
I would make a motion that we accept the action item, the approved quote for $6,600.
Second.
All in favor?
Carried.
And then we have pay application number 2 for that project. The balance there is $280,294.39. With that pay app, you're about 26% complete. Let's see. And those are more like lump sum, so they're 80% done with the lift station on Indiana Street right now. Mobilization, maintenance, traffic, things of that nature. And they did a lining for one of the sanitary structures. So that's where that $280,000 is coming from.
Alright, I make a motion that we pay the balance of pay app number 2 then for $280,294.39.
Second.
All in favor?
And that will get Indiana Street completed.
I believe right now where we are waiting on electrical right now,
Got electrical.
inspection, and then we gotta get some lining done, and then it's ready to go.
Okay.
I think they're gonna kind of wait a little bit for the weather to warm up for Main Street,
Right. Yeah. I hope so.
because they're gonna run into problems with it, those pumps freezing.
Yeah, we gotta run bigger pumps than we do on Indiana Street to keep that station going, and we can't have them freeze. So I may push it back a little bit just to get the warmer weather so we don't have a chance of those pumps freezing. That would be catastrophic.
Okay.
So then moving on, CCMG from 2024 streets, that was Weston, Illinois, no action items. 2025 streets, that's the First Street project. We do have a pay application for $7,828.13 for the fence.
we have to schedule a final walkthrough on that, right?
Correct, yeah.
I
Sorry.
see.
I'm not sure why that's not on the list. But we are planning to do a walkthrough. I'm assuming we're gonna wait till it warms up, maybe late March.
Wait till the snow's off so we can see it.
Yeah.
I got pictures of all of it. Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
I got lots of pictures.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I would make a motion then that we pay the pay application number 6 for $7,828.13.
Second.
Carried.
Carried.
Water system planning, that's north on Page Road. We reviewed the water plans and put comments back out there to that engineer that's designing that,
Mm-hmm.
for them to review and implement those. Nothing doing with the Fort Wayne sanitary coordination. And then the 2026 streets, again, that's Indiana Street and 3rd Street.
Mm-hmm.
Just a reminder that we're opening bids next Tuesday at 2 p.m. And then we will need your guys' attendance at the Wednesday special council meeting at 7 p.m. And then request a motion to sign the NDOT funding request letter outside of a regular meeting.
Okay, well, I will make a motion then that we give Claude permission to sign that NDOT funding request letter outside of a standard meeting to keep that project going.
Can I second it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All in favor?
Okay.
So yeah, that's all that I have. Sorry it took so long. Any questions on anything else?
I'm gonna be looking at the revised plans again, right, on the water extension.
Yeah, we'll make sure we get those too.
Yeah, I'm gonna make several different changes in it, so.
Nope.
Okay. Thank you. Zach, what do you have for us?
Just have, one new, parking ordinance that we requested for some parking signs. So this is before you is ordinance number 2026-1, an ordinance establishing and approving no parking signs for certain road and street intersections. This would prohibit street parking on or along 2nd Street between the corporate boundary limits of the town and Main Street, and then authorize no parking signs placed at appropriate locations and intervals along 2nd Street, again, between the corporate boundaries and Main Street. Just wanted to make sure this is the area you were talking about, and
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
if
It is.
so before you is ordinance number 2026-1, an ordinance establishing and approving no parking signs for certain road and street intersections. If we're gonna do this all in one meeting.
Yeah.
Yep, so that was for purposes of introduction. Make a motion for approval.
I make a motion that we approve the first reading for introduction of ordinance number 2026-1.
Second. Carried.
Second reading for purposes of any discussion is ordinance 2026-1, an ordinance establishing and approving no parking signs for certain road and street intersections.
I would make a motion that we accept the second reading of ordinance number 2026-1.
Second.
And then any discussion among
Carried.
council?
Carried.
If there is any discussion amongst us, I don't think there is any.
No. I approve so.
Okay.
Carried.
And third and final reading for adoption and passage, ordinance 2026-1, an ordinance establishing and approving the parking signs for certain road and street intersections.
Before third and final, do we open up for public discussion at all?
You do not need to.
Perfect. All right, I make a motion that we accept the third and final reading of ordinance number 2026-1.
Second. And carried.
All in favor?
So we'll need that executed and a copy sent to Stephanie for her signature. The snow agreement will be up later tonight, I don't have any problems with that either.
Okay,
That's all I have.
thank you. Brian, Eric,
I don't have anything, Alex will over everything I had, so, that we've been involved with. I know we had some issues with Indiana Street there last week, but it was, they had some pump issues, and that might be something in the future, I guess. Indiana Street is tending to get a lot of debris in the station, which we've already had that before, cause a problem with those smaller pumps. It plugged their pump up, that's what caused the problem. They actually took in, I think, a t-shirt and a, power scrubber that goes on the end of a drill, big metal one that jammed their pump up, this caused a problem. We've had this issue before that direction. I know we send letters periodically. It may be time to send letters back again and say, listen, you know, don't make us surcharge you for having this stuff in the ground.
You'd throw everything down the toilet.
I get it, and it's more of a conscious thing.
Found baby
saying,
socks last time.
you know, usually it's the baby wipes that they deem flushable that aren't flushable. Those are really hard on a pump, and we have the grinder pumps in there, but they're not made to eat metal and steel and that kind of stuff. So I hate to put new pumps in there and then be destroyed.
yeah,
So.
okay.
And that's the only problem we ran into down there. So.
Anything else?
I do not have anything else.
What Alex said.
When the Christmas decorations coming down, now that it's nice and warm.
When I get to live back,
Yeah.
Well, I thought it's not setting out there
He
anymore.
took it this week.
they took it this week. I just talked to him today, he said he's gonna bring it back to me as soon as he can.
Good. Supposed to be in the 50s.
Unless you guys want me to ring one, I can ring one too.
Supposed to be in the 50s next week. So.
Okay. Bakersfield. Let's do a contract for snow and ice removal. Again, for information, it's 2 inches of snow is when the plows start plowing.
Is that when they start? You have it 2 inches they start plowing? Or,
2 inches or
Before
more.
they're obligated to start.
yeah.
Before they're
2 inches or more.
Yeah. I mean, well, if it's 2 inches and still snowing, do they come out at 2 inches no matter what? Or do they wait till it's done?
No, they wait till it's done.
That was my I guess that's my
Oh,
question.
They wait till it's
I guess I don't know what that says, that's why I was asking. Makes a difference, I mean,
Anytime the snowfall is 2 inches or more.
And then I had her advise that salting is an as-needed basis.
Every day. Every day.
Okay, did you see anything?
No, I was just reviewing it, see if anything was different from what I read right here not too long ago. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same.
The invoices will be paid in full by the owner upon receipt of the invoice. After 15 days past due, 21% interest. Do you have that able to do?
Not on your once a month meetings. That's why I brought up the,
You guys can pre-approve it because it has to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. So as soon as you get, you know it's snowing, they're taking off, they'll need to get the check out.
We can address that with giving you authority, couldn't we? We need full council approval on Zach, for him to be able to sign something like that. We have to have some sort of meeting to authorize Claude to sign for those bills outside of a meeting if we're only doing one a month.
No, I mean, no, they'll need to be approved at a regular meeting or a special meeting.
Okay.
can you get it changed up to 30 days?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, maybe pencil in 30 and approve it like that, and present it to them and say that's how it's gonna have to work for our meeting schedule. I mean, net 30 is standard anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I think mine says mine's net 30 after the council meeting. Isn't that what mine reads?
I think so.
Yeah, so if she has it at one council meeting, it's net 30 after that council meeting. Typically it's right away, but I mean,
Yeah.
Before approving that, I would mark it, 30 days.
Yeah.
21%'s huge.
Nobody's got to explain to them that. Okay. Anything else you see?
No.
So approve. Make a motion to go ahead and accept the bid for 30 days.
Pending approval?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can authorize this as amended, and then it's pending his
Pending,
approval. If he
yeah.
doesn't approve it, then you come back. I have a hard time believing it wouldn't be accepted though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, I will make a motion then that, pending approval of the adjustment of 15 to 30 days, that we accept the snow and ice proposal as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Let's go with that, see how it works. Okay.
Do you have to sign that one too, or is that just theirs?
That's,
I think the back sheet just needs a signature from
Okay,
Clark.
not the front too?
Well, that one too,
So the front does need
front.
signed as well?
yes.
Yep.
Are you okay with one, or should I sign, should we sign both of them, both copies?
Probably should have two copies like I do the ordinances and all that.
I think they've been doing a very good job.
You get a quit stacking those corners.
Yeah.
Eric asked him to stop.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get them to take everything from downtown and push it over the railroad tracks. That way we keep downtown very cleaned up a little bit. 'Cause right now we can't even shovel the walks because there's so much snow around.
Yeah. Can you do some of that with the John Deere?
It's too wide.
Move some of that snow on the sidewalks and.
That big mound.
It's too wide. We can move the mounds, but to get on the sidewalks, we tear up the grass and the bucket's twice as wide as the sidewalk. But
Okay. Which reminds me, with the budget that we have, had $40,000 in it for vehicle, and that $40,000 rolled over into this year, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Not looking for a new vehicle, just curious, that could be used other ways. Okay. BAKERTILLY. Standard.
This is their form engagement letter. No issues.
Any questions? You're good on it?
The more important part is just understanding and agreeing that the scope of services that they're offering is what you guys want. I mean, that's the key to the agreement.
I would prefer to hold off on this until after Wilma takes a look at it, we all take a look at it too,
Together? Okay.
since we just
Now,
got
you
it.
do have your AFR coming up in March, so I would
Yeah, I
advise.
think it was presented at the last meeting. I thought, I didn't.
He had it, we gave it to you for review.
Yeah, so Wilmer has had it,
Okay.
but yeah, there are some deadlines coming up that,
Oh,
for the work that they're gonna be doing.
Say it better.
Alright, that being said, I'll make a motion that we accept this general agreement from Baker-Tilly for 2026.
Second?
Carrie,
Carry.
is this a single signature one?
Mm-hmm.
That's even better. That's just the other copy.
Any comments from the town of Grabill folks?
I have a question. It's just follows up on the Main Street. Would that be pushed back? When do you think they would, like, what's your estimate on when they would start on Main Street again?
Start one on Main Street.
Don't you have a phase that you're working on Main Street this year? Or do I have that wrong?
Speak up a little bit, my hearing aids aren't working.
Oh, here. Yeah. Sasha Grubbs.
Yeah.
I thought I heard you guys say you were starting work on Main Street again. Is that not right? Did I mishear that?
I don't think there's any more projects.
We have a lift station.
Sewer
Okay,
station.
so nothing to get torn up again?
No.
Okay, thank you, that's all.
Lift station.
Sewer station at the other end down by the
Okay,
creek.
thank you. I was been worried about that this whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought there was more to do on the south end.
Any other comments? Jeff, do you have any?
Nope, not right now.
Okay, we will review the accounts payable.
What was the girls' bathroom that was winterized?
At
Ball
the
diamonds.
ball diamonds.
Ball diamonds.
Every year,
It's just the girls?
the girls, so it's just the ball diamonds, the softball diamonds across
Okay,
building two,
gotcha.
concession building.
I'm just looking to see if I'm catching this in anything in the small forms.
There's several, cause I had to break them up because of end of year, going into beginning of year, and then the stuff that came in for payables for this meeting, and then the payrolls for the end of January and through February. There's several.
I will make a motion, do I have to make a motion for every one of these individually? 1, 2,
I have them listed individually.
8 of them, 8 or 9 of them?
I mean, I would identify, I would identify each of these, you just
By-
have to do it by, once by name, but
Okay.
for the record, so we know what to prove.
So I will make a motion that we accept and approve the accounts payable for the following categories.
Yeah.
The end of 2025 payable vouchers, the start of 2026 payable vouchers, the February 11th, 2026 council meeting vouchers, gross payroll January 16th, 2026, gross payroll January 30th, 2026, gross payroll February 13th, 2026, and the gross payroll for February 27th, 2026. Do I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Seconded and approved.
Okay. Very good. Any further comments?
I do have one quick question. Does anybody know what the current sewer tap fees are for Grabill and the current sewer tap fee for Fort Wayne?
I don't, off the top of my head. It would have to be something I would have to look up. I know Fort Wayne, I believe, was 2,600 last year. And,
They probably lower
They-
that.
huh? Yeah, it's probably lower than that. You're right. It's probably significantly lower than that.
Okay, yeah.
We're looking at 750 or.
Because the Amish are asking me,
Yeah.
like, especially my two immediate neighbors, because they're ready to go, Chris Miller, Ivan Graver, and I think more to follow.
Grable's like 750 or 1,000, one of those two.
I like 750.
I don't know which one you
I
ordered.
think you were right the first time, right?
Well, I don't know. It's one of
I
those
think
two.
750's 100,000.
Yeah, it's one of those two. I can't get mixed up.
So the last we know, maybe like 2,600 and either 750 or 1,000 for Gravel.
That
So-
sounds about right.
Somewhere in that
yeah.
ballpark, yeah.
Is that something that we'll be finding out here soon?
That's what will come in their letter.
You don't have my number, so call Casey.
Yeah.
His number wasn't offered.
For
Well,
reading.
Casey doesn't answer it
Same
from
thing.
Dan. Daniel's better getting back, quicker back on Casey sometime.
Anything else for the good of the community?
Couple questions. Joyce was gonna be here on behalf of the park board tonight, but she has family medical things she's dealing with. Conflict of interest for the park board. She needs to have those. Does the entire board need to sign a conflict of interest as well as the nepotism forms?
I would assume so, I'm not sure on nepotism, I would have them all sign it though, yeah.
Both forms, everybody on the board, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, as far as budget, do we have,
Whatever you guys approved for the budget for 2025 is your budget for 2026.
it's the same as the park board?
Across the board.
Okay,
There's been no changes.
yep, that's what she was asking me, if she had a functioning, which I told her I thought that's what that was, but I would get verification.
Question for you. The park board meetings have to be separate from the Breakfast with Santa event, correct? It has to be, because it's gotta be recorded.
The breakfast with Santa?
That's what they've been using as their last meeting of the year,
Okay.
is holding it at the breakfast, or with Breakfast with Santa.
Yeah, they should just adjourn the meeting and then have the event.
Okay, but it would still have to be a separate meeting other than just Breakfast with Santa, is what I'm asking.
I mean, I don't know what the question is, a separate meeting from what?
So they need to be holding a meeting and then do the Breakfast with Santa, or vice versa, have the Breakfast with Santa and then their meeting.
I would close the meeting, the breakfast with Santa should not be a official public meeting.
That's what I advised, but, I don't know if
So
got
they can
relayed
just-
correctly.
Yeah, I don't know, they could just have their standard December meeting
And then adjourn
and,
and then have the event.
okay.
Does that have to be televised though?
All meetings
But
have to be
So they have to have their
recorded.
meeting here and then end it and go over there, or wherever
You
it's
can
televised,
have it wherever they want, as
Yeah.
long as it,
as long as it's being televised, right?
It just has, I mean, with them being a municipally funded
Correct, yeah.
entity, it has to be recorded, so
Do they come here for their meetings?
typically, yes.
So they'd have to come here
But
before
then
or
they're just
after.
And then just
Going
walk
right-
across the street.
Then they walk across the street,
Right.
yeah.
Any other clarifications?
I don't think so, other than she's gonna be getting with you about ordering planters. Cause the planters that came in for the park board
Okay,
were half the size of the ones they were supposed to be.
I ordered exactly what Todd sent me. So I don't know if those specs were different than what was placed on Main Street.
Okay, cause those were, we may wanna look at that then, cause the planters for the park board, the new ones that were ordered were supposed to be the exact same as the ones we already have.
They're definitely not.
They're half the size.
Yeah, they're a little bitty.
So she can still use those other ones, she's got a place she can use them,
Spots for 'em, yeah.
but we wanna make sure if she's gonna order new ones that
She wants to
this
buy one.
time they come in
They get the
the right size.
They can have ours. We'd like it moved. It's a possibility.
When he gets that, can you let me know? And I'll pass that along in case she can't get it to make sure. Send it to her and copy me.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. No other comments, questions?
I have one more thing.
Yeah, okay.
Addressing this to my councilman as well as town of Grabill and our residents.
Mhm.
I'm writing and presenting this for public record to formally resign from my position as clerk treasurer for the town of Grabill, effective immediately February 11th, 2026. This decision comes after much thought and consideration, unfortunately due to the consistent lack of support and collaboration with the town council and other boards, the blatant disrespect from contracted maintenance, even more so after being presented with a letter with false information regarding several incidents that have occurred in my time here with the town of Grabill, as well as the numerous items that I've presented before the town council, the town attorney, and these items were additionally brought to the Grabill Town Council's attention by the State Board of Accounts in the town's 2023 to 2024 audit findings. Failure to rectify these issues, along with several others, has made it increasingly difficult to carry out my responsibilities effectively according to state and local laws and regulations, and I refuse to take the fall for someone else's negligence. It has become abundantly clear that this board has no respect for me or the laws that they have voted on in themselves in several cases, nor the ones that are in place at the state level. Additionally, this council has proven that they would rather pay an exorbitant amount of money to a CPA firm than award in-house for the job that I have been doing with minimal assistance for 2 years, which was additionally notated by Ross Hagan from BAKERTILLY in his proposal. In closing, I'm proud of the work that I've accomplished during my tenure in office, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve my community and the residents of the town of Grabill to the standard they deserve. I genuinely hope that future efforts will foster a more cooperative, supportive, and less combative working environment for the individual serving in this role. As a result, I believe that stepping down is in the best interest of both me and the town. That's all I have.
Thank you for your work that you've done.
It's unfortunate that several things fell on deaf ears, and
So I'll need to, if notify the county chair, Steve Shine. This is a one precinct district, so, there's no caucus, it'll just be, he'll do an appointment, but he obviously defers to the town council, on how that appointment goes, but, if you want me, do you want me to notify him that there's a resignation? Okay.
Okay.
And then I think the appointment needs to be made within 30 days of today.
Okay. I don't think so. You'll get keys and everything.
They're all right there.
Oh, okay.
Very good. This meeting is adjourned.